Next, we are going to initiate a dashboard. So for that, I'm going to click over here that says new dashboard. And let's go back and check our visual reference. So this is the dashboard we are looking for. So let's go ahead and create this background template. For that, we are going to use a new PowerPoint file. So yeah, I'm just right clicking, say PowerPoint. I want you guys also to do the same, follow me. So yeah, this file opened. I'm going to start a new one. I'm going to close this out, designer, and I'm going to go over here and select all. So you can select all and delete. I want it to be completely blank. The next part is I'll be adding a new shape. Yeah, so let's add this rectangular shape. And why we are doing this is I'll show you. So I'm trying to create this blue current of a band over here, a rectangular band that has a varying gradient of blue starting from light over here and dark blue over here. So that's what we are exactly creating, this whole template. So you can see this part is blue with a gradient in increasing, getting from lighter to dark, and this is slightly grayish color in the background. Yeah, so that's exactly the background we are going to create. So I'm minimizing this, going over here. So yeah, there are two ways to do it. Yeah, like within your home, go over here that says drawing, select this, or you can go over here, insert, and say insert a shape and a rectangle. Yeah, both work the same. Then I'm going to create a rectangle over here. And well, I don't want you to be very specific on the exact dimension what we saw in this our visual reference that I provided. But yeah, more or less it should be. So leave a small space over here, small gap of gray, and then this rectangle, and then the remaining is gray. Yeah, so your rectangular is your divider. So I think this is more than sufficient. And on top of it, let's play around. So I'm going to click on here, I'll right click and say format shape. A small window like this pops up over here. I'm going to go to the fill option, and within fill, I'm going to select gradient fill. And when I do that, you see something like this pops up. And again, I think I played around few minutes ago, so that's why by default I'm getting the exact the same way. For you, it might not be the same. It might be something like this. So yeah, if that appears, go to this preset gradients and select this third option. Yeah, so third from the top, it should look like this, and then type linear is good. Direction, I want you to go over here, and for me I think it's select the right direction, but for you I want you to select this last option or the fifth, 1 2 3 4 and 5, so that it's lighter on your left side and darker on your right side. And again, as it moves from left to right, it slowly changes the gradient. So that's the correct angle. I think yeah, I'm okay with this 180-degree. Color gradient stops, I think even this is good. Color wise, look guys, yeah, this is more of a purplish blue. So again, there is a bit of purple, there is a bit of blue in this whole color. So let's go back here and search that part. So I'm going to, is there any shade like that? No. Let's try more colors, and let's go to the standard, and here is yeah, majority of the purple part over here. So what if I select this and say okay? Yeah, looks like this part is more purple. Okay, now I'm going to select the same thing here as well. Okay, so it's telling me what is the front end and back end. So we selected the back end. Now I selected this part, and for some reason, PowerPoint is reversing. So I selected this, and this got this purplish blue, and now I'm selecting this. So I'm hoping that this part changes. So let's go to more color options here as well, and I'm going to select yeah, or maybe yeah, I'm going to say cancel. One more time, go over here, and I'm just going to select this and see. Oops, no, sorry. It's LZ Control Z. That's not what I wanted. So I know what to do now. So go over here, standard. So here I selected that. Now this time I'm going to select this part and say okay. Still, it could be better. So one more try. Go over here, select this, say okay. Yeah, I think this is good enough. I'm happy with this. I don't think it's exactly same, but again, I'm not going to be picky on you guys also while grading. All I want you to know is this is how it's done. So for me, this whole looks good. Other thing is, yeah, I think this is good. Color, this is good. I select when I click outside, I can see a black line over here, which I do not want. So I'll select this again and go to line option. Currently it says solid line. I'm going to say no line. When I click outside, yeah, that black line is gone. So great news. Other thing is, This is good. This is good. I'm not going to be picky. This is good. No line. Now let's create this background as gray. So currently it's looks like it's a white, completely white selected. So I want you to yeah, click outside of this shape that we created. Click outside on here, and you'll see a window like this. So say solid fill. Go over here and select the first shade of gray. Again, it looks very much like a white, but again, it's yeah, the actual color name is white background one, which is darker 5%. So I want you to select that. So it has a teeny tiny shade of gray in it. So yeah, once that's done, I think everything is correct. I will try to match this all the way out. Yeah, this is good. This is good. So with that said, let's go ahead and save this as a background. And for you to do that, go to File and go to Export. And within Export, I want you to oops, where is my create? No, not CD package image. I want you to create an image. So change file type. Oh yeah, awesome. So here there are change file types, several PPT options, PowerPoint options, and yeah, this is the one I want. Yeah, PNG, which is portable network graphic, is the extension I want you to save. So I'm going to select this, and I'm going to double click on it. Or yeah, just select this and say save as, and it will ask you for a name. I will select this bg.png. Since I already created one, I will just overwrite. For you, just go ahead and yeah, type this name bg, which is background.png, and say save. I'll just say that just this one is good. So I'm going to say this one. And with that said, yeah, I think we have created it. So I'll just close this out. Oops, PowerPoint. Yeah, I'll say cancel. Let's keep this open for now. Now, yeah, we did that. So our background has been created. The next part is let's proceed with our dashboard. So yeah, these are the sheets we created: KPI 1, 2, bar, PRJ by status. Yeah, the budget utilization percentage by project type and budget utilization percentage by project name. And here, yeah, this is the image we'll be using. So again, let's use this style to start with. For now, do not worry about the size. I'll get back there shortly. So just select this image, or yeah, double click on this image, and window like this will appear. So yeah, go by this default that says insert image file, and let's select this option fit image and say center image. Yeah, make sure these two are check marked, and then say choose and select the bg.png file and say open and apply. Awesome. You see that's the template we created, background we created. And now I did some trial and error, and based on that I can tell you, let's go ahead and change this to 1400 by 1400 width by 800 yeah, px pixel of height, and just going to click this, and yeah, this is how it must look like. Once you do that, next I want you to move to the floating, and then we'll go ahead and add a vertical container. You can also add a horizontal container. And why we do that in a floating mode, not in a tile mode, I'll show you. So if I use a tile mode over here, and if I add a vertical container, see over here, see what it's doing. The container in which I'll be adding each of these sheet is going to occupy part of the your dashboard screen space, and your picture is being shrunk down. And if I add, say, yeah, one container, if I add one more container on the side, still it will shrink. The background will shrink, and we don't want that to happen. So I'm going to say Control Z, and I'm going to add this vertical container. Oh, sorry, Control Z. I'm going to move this to floating and then add this vertical container, and now you can see it's overlapping. Now I can move this all the way to the up. Let's resize to the whole screen space. So go over here, and you can add the horizontal container also. Will do the same job. Yeah, so this is a very important trick for you to know, especially while building a complex dashboard. So you did that, yeah. And then once that's done, I want you to go to tile mode again. And once you do that, I want you to scroll a little bit down, and you can see this blank. Let's go ahead and add this blank. Oops, I covered the all, doesn't look like. So let me, floating mode itself, I'm going to cover all the way down. Yeah, this looks correct to me, no extra space. Then I'll switch to tile mode, and then I'm going to drag this blank. And this is another very important trick for you to know. Uh, so the function of blank is it will help you in positioning all the tiles or all these sheets we are going to move later on into our dashboard. So it will help you in properly placing each of these sheets as a tile in a very correct manner. And this is a very important trick for you to know. I will say throughout your life. And again, this is something I recently learned. Even many expert doesn't know this, so they are also like well learning. And yeah, that's the key function. And yeah, let's go ahead and check our layout. So again, looks like our layout has a vertical container, and within vertical container there's this blank, and it also has our BG, the background. Next, I want to quickly review our visual reference that we have. So you see the very first part is your title, project management dashboard, and on the right hand side you can see this filter as well. That's currently all is selected. Below we have these KPIs within this a blue colored box that we created. You can call this as the very first container. This is your second container, and this is your third container, which has a couple sections. On one left side, you see a tabular format of the data presented, and on the right hand side, another table is presented. So now let's go to our dashboard and do some more additions. So currently, this is our layout. So we have a background in a tiled manner, and we have a dashboard, and within this dashboard, we have this vertical container that we added, and it has the blank. Yeah, so on top of it, our job is to add this title over here as well as a filter. So for that, I'm going to drag this horizontal container and I'm going to take it all the way over here. So since it's the very first container, it's going to cover the entire area. I'm going to shrink this until here. Next thing is I'm going to add one more container. Yeah, before going there, let's see. So this is my container one. So this is the current size of container one, and this is my blank, which is the remaining. Moving forward, I'm adding one more, and let's add it over here. So it's added in between the previously added horizontal container. This is the second container that horizontal container that got added, and here is a blank. And how to know that is you see I go to this layout, and within this item hierarchy, this is my horizontal container one, this is my container two, and this is my blank, the entire area. So I'll readjust some sizes over here. So I'll make horizontal container one a bit bigger. Then I will come over here. I will add this part. So this is my horizontal container number two, and this is my blank container. Let me go ahead and add a third horizontal as well in between these two. Currently the size won't be like very accurate, which is totally okay. We can always adjust later on. But let me refix. This is my container number two horizontal. Yeah, so the first, second, and third is somewhere over here. I think yeah, we can live on that. So between third container and a blank. Next, I'm going to go ahead and start adding the title that says project management dashboard. So for that, I'm going to drag this text over here. When the like this pops up, I'm going to type in project management dashboard to select it all. Let's make this as 20 font bold. Let's use this color and say OK. This looks good to me so far. And on top of it, we also identified that there's a filter, which I'm going to add later on once we do all the component addition. So yeah, this part is completed, title part. Then we are going to add those KPIs. And again, if you closely look at this KPIs, there are three layers to it, right? I mean, this is one, your KPI one, KPI two, and this is your text. And yeah, this is the small bucket where you are supposed to fit everything in. So for that reason, I'm going to still get help, additional help using blank. So I'm going to add another blank over here. And on top of it, I'm going to add additional vertical container here. So again, yeah, this is my vertical container added, and I'm going to drag it over here until here where the KPI part is fitted in. So this part is done as well. Now I'm going to add my KPI one. Awesome. On top of it, KPI two, and then I will add a text on top of this in this small container we added. And here the title we are using is KPIs, and let's use this as say 16. Color wise, let's say if that's blue, I'm going to use say light blue. Let's type that and say bold. And is it centered? Yeah, it looks like it is centered. So I'm going to center it as well and say okay. Awesome, this looks good so far. Here I'm going to, yeah, I don't need this title, so I'm going to right click and say hide title. Here as well, right click and say hide title. So when I do a side by side comparison, so far at least the orientation looks good. So KPIs on hold, planned, everything looks correct. So yeah, I'm going to minimize this, and now I'm going to add the second part as well. So for that, I'm going to add another horizontal container, and then yeah, let's resize this. Oops, sizing is go here you go, and I think it was from here to here, and this is where my the next one, which is bar of the project, should fit in. So I drag these over here. So looks this like, yeah, this is correct. Side by side comparison. So latest year project, latest year projects, everything looks correct to me so far. Then the third one, yeah. So again, for that reason as well, I'm going to track another horizontal or vertical container. I'm going to track it all the way here. I'm going to track this all the way here. So this looks correct. This looks somewhat correct. And for that, I don't need the last part, so I'm going to delete that. So yeah, this is correct. Now I'm going to add the spy status over here. Awesome. As we have done this, you can see it has created some additional, I'll say, comments like these, which I see, this as a problem. So for that, I'm going to add, say, one more vertical container. So I'm just going to drag it over here. And once that's done, I'm going to delete that. So again, I only have those containers without any other legions on them. So this is good. I'm going to make this bigger for now. I also see some numbers over here which can definitely get rid of. So for that, I'm going to go to this spy status, and this is my second one. I'm going to say label. I'm going to uncheck this. So this should go away. Let's go to dashboard. Yeah, this has been corrected. Now you can see almost half of the dashboard is created. Now the remaining part, which is pretty straightforward, I'm going to drag this budget by project type table, and I'm also going to drag the second part in here, and I'm going to readjust this size, say maybe until this line, vertical line over here. Oops, what happened? So see, oh, yeah, drag it over here. Yeah, I'm going to remove this unnecessary uh, extra container, unused one. So I'm going to select this and say delete, or yeah, click this, delete. Yeah, that is deleted. We'll drag this all the way until here, say. Awesome, this looks well fitted. Now, yeah, you can just play around and readjust this width so that yeah, everything is well balanced, well fitted, well centered. Same is the case here also. Yeah, here as well. So it is more centered. Coming back over here. Back here, this part. Yeah, this looks good. Yeah, these numbers are better. So you can see this is more of a creative. So you play around and you can still fit in a lot of information. But yeah, on a high level, yeah, we completed this part as well. Let's go ahead and standardize all the titles and the key elements. So you can see there is a color mismatch as well as size mismatch also. So the very first is, I think this looks good. So this size is 12, and we know we had created this to be 16. So let's change this to say 12. But again, we have to select it all and say 12. And if I say okay, yeah, this looks good to me. This is also 12, I guess. Yes, that's correct. And color wise, yeah, I think they are the same. It's just that we are using different gradients, so it's looking that way. But yeah, it's blue. So this is correct. This is also the same way. Yeah, it's the same blue shade. Apply. Okay. This, let's make it a bit darker. So I'm going to select it all and say, let's see how it looks. Yeah, this looks much better. So then let's look which, yeah, so second from the bottom, shade of the gray. So let's do the same thing with here also. Select all, second from the bottom, apply, done. This also, select all, second from the bottom, apply, done. Looks great, size looks correct, everything looks correct. And the next part is, yeah, let me go over here. Yeah, looks like we have lines over here, vertical line over here, and a line separator over here. So let's go ahead and add those. So if you look in Tableau, there is no line command just like we have in our PowerPoint or Excel or Word and so on. We can't add a separate shape line. So for that, what I would do is I will again rely on our best friend blank. So I'll just drag a blank over here. And for now, I'll fit in over here. So again, a thick blank like this will be created. And what I will do is go to layout. Yeah, make sure I select this and go into layout. And again, it's showing all the properties of the blank. So again, in background, I'm going to select this and I'm going to add, say, this color. Other thing is, once that's done, I'm going to drag a bit down and go, yeah. So for the outer padding, I'm going to make this bigger. I'm going to say 0. Yeah, for the outer padding and inner padding, yeah, it's by default 0. And then I'm going to, yeah, right click over here and say edit width. So by default it's taking this 58. I'm going to say it's 2, so extremely thin. See what happens. Or maybe let's try and make it as 1 and see what happens. So if I do it 1, yeah, it's very thin. Awesome. A line got added. So we need to add this over here as well, here and a vertical line over here. So we have to do it multiple times. So yeah, going to do it again, blank. So drag it over here. Go back here within this same thing, repeatable within the background. I'll make this a bit smaller. So outer padding by default it's 4. I'm going to make it 0, and that makes your inner padding also 0. Then I'm going to right click in here, say edit width, say it's 138. I'm going to say 1 and OK. So yeah, line has been created. I'll add one more line over here. So the same procedure, blank, drag over here, layout, here, close, outer padding, 0, right click, edit width, height, cancel. So it's fixing the height. That's a problem. Well, yeah, let's try. So let's make it 1 and see what happens. Awesome. Yeah, it created 1. So here is my KPI. Make it a little down so that it's well balanced. So line here, line here, line here. Let's add a line here as well. Over here, blank. Over here, make it a bit thinner. Layout, same. Background. Oops, sorry. This is the one I'm selecting. Going over here, then outer padding. This make it 0. And right click over here and say edit width. Let's make it 1. Say OK. Awesome. A line appears over here. Let's add our final line over here. Yes, that's the one. Yeah, is present. Or we can keep it as is. I think not needed. So I think this looks much more presentable. The next part is we know there is a filter over here, and that's the project manager. So that's the reason why I didn't do this in way early when we were creating our sheets, because the question was like, where do we fit in? So this is what we can do. And for that reason, let's go in each of these sheets that we previously created and add a filter, say project manager. So although you see currently there is only status filter in our KPI 1, I'm going to drag a project manager over here. It's going to pop up this window. I'm going to select all, say apply, OK. Going to KPI 2 sheet, add project manager. Window like this pops up, all, apply, OK. Then go to the next sheet, add project manager as a filter. Window like this, all, apply, OK. By status, project manager. Window like this, all, apply, OK. Yeah, budget utilization. By project type, project manager, all, apply, OK. Then project manager, window like this, all, apply, OK. Yeah, it's already there. Yeah, so by doing this, what we did is for all these 5 sheets which are assembled in this dashboard, there is a common link. That's here, a project manager. So now I can select any one of these. Well, before that, we need to fit in that filter in this corner as per this reference we have. So for that, I'm going to add one more horizontal container just in this corner. Yeah, so right now it's this here. I'm going to make this size smaller. I think this is good enough because yeah, the title is yeah, this is enough space. So this is your empty container horizontal where we are going to fit in the project manager filter. Yeah, so I will go to any of these sheets. So this one or maybe this one, or yeah, I think this is good. So here I'm going to make this bigger, and then I'm going to go to this filters and see project manager. I'm going to select, and it will pop up over here. So I'm going to fit in. Oops, I know what happened. So Control Z, well, it's there. It's just that size got distorted. I think this is good enough, and this is my extra. Oops, no, this is my original. Yeah, this is good. So here I'm going to make this bigger. Let me select say multiple value drop down, and on top of it, I'm going to say apply to worksheet all using this data source. Yeah, so I'm going to select that. Once I do that, yeah, I think this is also taken care. So currently all is selected. If I unselect, everything goes away. I see the first guy. So yeah, this is his KPIs planned, completed these many yeah, percentage in progress, utilization per in progress, and then budget and so on. If I unselect this and select the second guy, this is the status. Yeah, latest year there is none for the second guy. Let's see for the first guy. Looks like yeah, there are a couple. One completed in May, one in June. I uncheck this and go to this guy. Yeah, this is the status. So it looks like yeah, it is dynamic for all of these managers. So it's very well interconnected. One more thing I think I can improve is maybe the thickness of this. Yeah, this I will see a donut ring, yellow and red, looks very skinny. So let me go over here. Like I said, we can always change this later on also. So I'm going to select the second filter that we created, dummy, and I'm going to go to the size and I'm going to make this a bit smaller. Let's see if this looks much more better. Oh yeah, this is much better. So great. This completes our this dashboard. So again, I will say this. I will consider this as one of a very good but very complex dashboard that we created. So thank you all for staying with me. And I hope you enjoyed learning about this dashboard. And I will say, yeah, like the knowledge we learned over here is yeah directly applicable. And the previous ones, like the ones we have solved, right? The sales dashboard and so on, marketing and so on, may or depends upon what kind of jobs you'll be getting. But a dashboard like these, project management, or you'll be working on some kind of project at some part in your career. So having knowledge of this is very important. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much, guys.